If you didn't think I was extra enough to match a book review, you're wrong. Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Leah, welcome to By Its Cover, and today we're reviewing The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So if you watched my book haul when I got this book, you could probably tell how excited I was to review it because I love red, black, and white. So we're just gonna start right away. There are actually two versions of this book cover. I purposely got the hardcover to get this version. I will talk about the paperback in a minute, but for all purposes, both are designed by Paloy Kayo. I'm so sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Who works as a senior designer at Random House Publishing for Penguin in New York City. And working with her, the jacket design was by John Fontana, who also works in the same department as her in New York City, Penguin Random House. He is a creative director, and then the illustrations for both versions of the cover were done by Helen Musselwhite. She is a cut paper artist out of Manchester, England, and works at Handsome Frank. I'm going to throw some examples of her work up there because they're stunning. I am a huge fan of cut paper art. It is super difficult and complex getting the symmetry and the edges just right. Most of these are not scanned or into the computer like that or anything. They are photographed, which requires setting up what are called shadow boxes so that you can get those slight shadows under the edges of the paper. It just gives it such a great 3D look, and that is a huge reason that I had to have this version of the cover, because the circus and hand are made from cut paper, but I'll get to that in a minute. The main title font on this is Phaistos Bold, spelled with a PH, and the subscript for the and the novel, you can't really see it right there, is Escrita. The body copy is called Fournier, and it's really cool, and I like that it's not usual Garamond or Adobe because this is a historical fiction that is set in 1800s London, late 1800s London, and worldwide kinda, so it's just like a nice vintage type. I'm such a vintage hoe. Okay, breaking it down now. There is no emboss or deboss on the cover, although there's some like very slight imprints just from the different varnishes. So the entire cover is glossy except for the hand and tent of the circus, which are a matte, which I think enhances the cut paper quality of them, so I really like that. And then obviously these fleur-de-lis decorations around the title are holographic, and that's another reason I had to have this version instead of the other, because they did not have these accents and I really like them. Speaking of that cover, I'll throw it up now. The title plays such a bigger role in that one, and I didn't look up that font. They've also included a silhouette cutout of Marco and Cecilia, the main characters, which does lend more to the story, but I just personally enjoyed the mystery and whimsicalness of this one so much more. They do include this hand and circle still on the alternate cover, but it's shrunken down and constricted into the circle between the figures, which I don't like because it detracts from the beauty of it so much. Obviously, I love this color scheme, but it is actually literally the story itself. The entire circus is black and white with gray tones instead of the traditional red and white striped tent circus we all think of. It just makes it so much more unique, and the hints of red are actually a nod to the fans of the circus who literally follow it around the world because they love it so much. They will dress also in all black, white, and gray, but add a touch of red, like I have today, to distinguish themselves from the circus performers and to point each other out to be like, hey, I am also a fan of this. I also think that using cut paper for the illustrations ties into the story pretty well because Marco uses more of a traditional learned type of magic where it involves a lot of writing down spells, collecting pieces of people, whether that's tickets or signatures or hair, and it's just very integral to the circus. Moving around the side some, the spine as well as the end pages are black and white stripes, which is another nice nod to the Circus. I do wish they were a little thicker, I think, because it's pretty dizzying to look at, honestly, the page, because they're very tiny. Moving in even further, the title page, as well as the beginning of the sections of the book pages, have these starbursts that lead into night skies, and there's actually stars. I don't know if you can see them. They're there. And I thought they were a nice touch and set the mood well, except that they aren't full bleed, which means it's not reaching the top of the page there, and that stripe of white is very distracting to me, and I don't know if the book was supposed to be trimmed more and wasn't, but I just wish it filled the page completely. And even though this channel is all about cover designs, I've fallen in love with the hardcover once again because they've added the holographic embellishments to the hardcover and the spine, and it's just super, super beautiful. Maybe someday I'll set up a shelf where I take off all the paper covers, the book jackets, and just have hardcovers to look all super antique and Victorian, because I'm an aesthetic hoe like that. But this is so great too, like I can't choose. So obviously there's alternate covers in different country releases, and I stumbled across them while doing my research, and I'm gonna put up one or two that I particularly like. I found this one that's a hard cloth bound with gold gilding, and wow, I need that copy like so bad, and I don't know where to find it. But my favorite ones all stick to the black and white or black, white, red theme. Having imagery without faces leads to an air of more mystery that goes with this whole circus very well. That's it for today. Hit like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Follow me on some social media if you want. Check out some other videos. I've started doing things that aren't cover reviews. If you're interested in more of those, let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next chapter.